Hello everyone, hope you're all doing great. Today we'll be discussing why the exit polls are all predicting Modi's third term. Because in a country like India, third term is very difficult. The anti-incumbency starts from the time after 5 years itself. But this guy after 10 years for another 5 more years, that's a miracle. I don't think whether it's going to happen anytime in future soon, but it never happened earlier, and then it's definitely a mystery if that really happens. And they were also talking about he will get 400 or whether he will get 400 or not. That's okay. I'm not really thinking about that part, but winning for the third time is not a joke. So if that happens, we should definitely discuss the reasons why people are still behind him after these many years. So if you look at his graph, I mean the way he basically projects now with the social media and all, one is a global player. So he goes to UAE, or maybe he maintains the global relationships. Everything is basically spread through the media pretty easily, either through a channel or through a lot of other means. It can be easily seen. And also, like for example, if he wants to tell something sensitive like what Maldives is doing, why he wants to develop something within India like Lakshadweep, the way he projects that attracts everyone basically, because that's how he understands how to project these things. There was one comment from Dr. Jayaprakash Narayan saying that there are people like the chief ministers and other leaders, one knows how to project them as what are they giving to people, like the promises and all those things. And some people know that how to show that they have done a lot of development and all. Modi is the only one person who can show what he's giving it to people, how India is becoming an international player, and how the development is happening and where India is going to be next. So that cleverness is the main thing which basically bringing him to this third term victory, even basically the predictions and all, if they go correct, right? So generally, if you categorize these all these victories, we can talk about three main things. The first one, everyone thinks that it's the temple, the Ayodhya temple is the primary reason, where after that his graph is basically peaked, and that's the reason why he's winning. Agree to some extent, but that victory or whatever the prediction was happened prior to that itself. Because if you see from an opposition perspective, because when any polls come, you always compare the one person with the other person. So there is a certain vote bank, for example, for Congress. That vote bank will always be with Congress. Whatever you do, they will stay with them forever. The other neutral people are not the vote bank people. These people think in a different way. These people basically says that, okay, this guy was a chief minister for Gujarat for 13 years and then a prime minister for India for 10 years. So the opposition leader, Rahul Gandhi, didn't do anything, not part of any government, state, central or anything. Why should I vote for him? It's a very valid question and concern, because I don't know how people really think that, okay, somebody looks from a dynasty perspective and still vote even though they are not doing anything. So that's a primary reason what many of these neutrals or the other people generally look at. The second most important thing is the economy, because if everyone is doing jobs, making money, spending and all, then that's definitely an indication saying that, okay, that country is basically doing better. So the prediction for the Indian economy is currently it is the top 5 global economy superpower. And then by 2035, it will become the third country in the world with respect to economy. So most of the generation, like my generation, my parents and all, they were all listening to a developing nation from so many people, but they never really proudly stand and say that we are a developed nation. So that is another reason why people are eagerly looking for that to happen. And then by looking into the current political situations across the globe, like Japan bankrupted and other things, they were really thinking India can reach this goal of the third economic superpower in the world in the next 5 years. So that's another thing why people are really voting for this one, to see and to share with other people that yes, we are a developed nation. That's the second most important thing. And the third one, which basically people say that about Hindutva and all, by saying, okay, Modi is against Muslims and all that. I don't want to get into these kind of debates. I have no interest in such things. But what I generally see, or when I talk to different people, one thing which I really understood, or even from the blogs and the whatever websites which I read, everyone wants stability. Even the Muslim community, they want a stability. They want a stable life. If you see those leaders who are basically dragging those younger generation people into politics or into the dharnas and protests and all those struggles, if this government is there, it won't happen. So their parents and their families and all are feeling much more secure than the other religious leaders basically taking their kids for those wrong reasons. That's another reason why all this propaganda about people, the communities which are not happy, is not really the case. Which may be 50-50, I don't know. But one thing which I can definitely say, it's not in that greater percentage what the media and everyone is showing, or what the other opposition parties are showing. It's not really like that. So overall, people are more interested in a stable life where there is less chaos, and then a good economy, and then trying to see themselves as a stable superpower. That's the reason why these exit polls are actually predicting Modi's third term. I hope you agree with my views. Share your views in the comments, and hopefully we all can see that developed India in the next 5 years if everything happens in the way exit polls are predicting. Thanks a lot. Take care.